Hi, everyone, and welcome to the update for a couple of days ago now, which at the time was Thursday, June the 18th of 2026. Now, I'm actually filming this on June the 20th, a couple of days late, and I assure you that those dates are right. This is a video about June the 18th that I'm filming on June the 20th, because I'm behind. Now, the reason I'm spending so much time focusing on that point is the previous update. If you look at one of my profiles and you'll see all my updates there, you'll see that there are two June 16ths and no June 17th. I have the post titled right on Facebook, but the actual blue writing that I put on um, the title is wrong. And for the one about the 17th, I call it the 16th the entire day. And I reiterate multiple times that I am filming it on the 18th, that I'm a couple of days behind. Well, in actuality, it was actually the 19th and that I was filming it, and the 17th that I was talking about. It's been a week, my friends. It's been a week, and yeah. So, and because I am not going to bother to go back and figure out how to somehow re-edit that out, like when I'm going back, several months from now and clipping the videos from this time, I'm going to be confused about why I can't find June 17th. Because, of course. But anyway, so I have the dates right this time. I promise. I hope. All right. So for the date that I'm talking about, June the 18th, I worked in the accounting office. It was a 5 to 2 shift. However, it was not your typical accounting office shift, and not by a long shot. If you've been following this, I typically talk about accounting on Fridays and Saturdays. This time, I had accounting on a Thursday, but the reason for that being that today I was a student. All right. Today, I would be learning this new system that we have been hinting at now for about a month. I've mentioned this, I know, a handful of different times. Well, today, June the 18th, would be the first day that our location is actually actively using it. And for that occasion, essentially, they bring a corporate trainer to the location, and both the head accountant and the backup or the weekend person, which in this case is me for the most part at my store, are there basically to absorb as much as we can in a day, so that we don't drown too heavily when we have our time to do it ourselves. And so it was that type of day. And now you're not entirely going in blind. I've mentioned a couple of days ago that had watched several online tutorials, and which include interactive portions. So you've technically played around with it in a very controlled scenario, or a couple of very controlled scenarios, and you've watched a computer tutorial on how to do stuff. That being said, of course, anytime you read a manual for something, for anything software, and then you actually go into doing it, you feel a lot better once you actually done it. But anyway, and the training itself is actually pretty cool. This being another one of those, I've been around this company for a really long time. The trainer, who also happens to report directly to the person who ultimately, like, in our company is the, like, the person that deals with all these accounting things. And for that matter, well, there are two of them that deal with all these accounting things. This person basically reports directly to them. And it turns out was somebody that I had actually filled in with at a, or filled in under at a different location that she was managing at the time. And I filled in over there a time or two. And so when you know the trainer's like cool and frankly hilarious when you're going in, makes for a good vibe throughout the entire class. So good there. Now, that being said, I admit I was like tired during this to the point of being delirious. And the reason for that being, frankly, I could not sleep at all going into this. Now, it's not because of the hours, I'm used to that time, but if you saw the update that was whatever the heck date I called it, the 16th, the 17th, the previous one, all right, which I guess is going to be sequentially the second 16th. Anyway, but that one. So in that one, I was talking about the this whole like situation with my lease, actually for this apartment, and again, we've had closure on that since the time that we're talking about now. But during that time period, the number one thing on my mind, besides, I'm sleepy and I want Taco Bell, which those two things are always there, but the top thing besides those was, oh God, I'm probably going to have to move at the end of October. And yeah. So because of that, I got maybe 45 minutes of sleep collectively the night before going into this training. And so, yeah, that was not good. But God, I'm so glad that I got a good outcome on that issue, because yeah. Now, this thing itself, this like new accounting system, ultimately I think is going to be quite positive. Obviously there are going to be there's a learning curve to it, and in the next 2 days I'm going to be telling some stories. Each day I made one, I'm not going to say big, but one mistake that I've been able to figure out that then ends up flowing into the next day. That's kind of based on just doing things the old way on a new system. But won't get too much into that because most people won't have any idea what the heck I'm talking about. But I will describe it a little bit more in the next one. But anyway. Whew. And then I get home. All right. And we left about 1:30 or 2, I guess 1:30 in the afternoon. And got here and was actually fell right here and not fell, but was laying right here and took a nap on this couch for about half an hour. Now my mom was still in town, and she comes in and decides to basically have a doing what moms do throwback moment here, where I'm laying on the couch, like sleeping. She comes in from visiting a friend because was here for a couple of days. And decides then would be the perfect opportunity to corner yours truly about being more stringent about scrubbing my shower. Now, okay, fair enough. I could come up with any sort of answer like I'm busy or whatnot, but no. So then, deliriously tired, I spent like an hour and a half scrubbing and cleaning my shower because, nobody wants to disappoint their mom. And then, that being said, I afterwards ate some Chinese food and then basically absolutely collapsed into bed to try my hand at doing this new accounting system the first time early the next morning. All right, well, that was that day in a nutshell. Have a great one, everyone, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Ciao for now.